What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Someone focusing on the Los Angeles Kings placing Mike Richards on waivers. They didn't amnesty him over the summer when they had the opportunity to do so and get rid of the last 4 or 5 years of his contract that pays him $5.75 million annually. Not exactly the best situation for Dino Lombardi. I don't know why I tried making that joke. It looks stupid. But anyway, the Kings could have gotten rid of this, moved on, opened up some cap space this summer. They got some tough decisions to make between Jarrett Stoll, Justin Williams, Tanner Pearson, and Tyler Toffoli, both restricted free agents. So that's in a dicey situation in terms of guys to re-sign this summer. And they had the $7 elephant in the room. Obviously his legal troubles, but what's going to happen? I know the cap space it opened up the cap space when he was charged and all that. But it's definitely not the most ideal situation here. Richards has 15 points in 47 games this season. That's awful. That's atrocious. That is just god awful for anyone of this skill set. But you can talk about his resume until you're blue in the face. But the bottom line is, it really seemed like his regular season offense dried up when he left Philly. He's been a decent playoff player for the Kings, not necessarily last year, but 2 years before that, he come up aces. He had that one game-tying goal against Chicago 2 years ago. Could he help a contender? Sure, he could, but not for $5.75 million a year. That's obscene. It's unfortunate that's come down to this with Richards, but you can only do so much, and Lombardi kind of gave him a clean slate this season, and he didn't take it wrong with it. I don't know if it's a physical or psychological thing with Richards. I really don't. It's easy to say it's psychological, but when you play the way he does with the physicality and tenacity every single night, your body's going to get worn down. No one will ever accuse him of half-assing anything. And, you do that for as long as he did. It just, bottom line, just kind of falls, the body starts to break down. That's just the way it goes. So maybe that's a thing. But I don't know if there's going to be a waiver claim. Toronto. If you read my piece for Rant Sports, I said, Toronto might be an intriguing fit, but, at that cap hit, nobody wants them. And, LA doesn't want to retain any of the cap hit because, well, quite frankly, they're going to be in salary cap hell this summer, and they're going to get, their guys re-signed, and, they still want to add another defenseman. With Voinov being out of the lineup, you need a number 2 defenseman behind Drew Doughty if you want to do anything in the West. And, it's just a situation that's come together. I mean, it's easy now to say Lombardi should have amnestied him. And I won't disagree with the notion Lombardi thought with his heart instead of his head. But, at the same time, you let one bad year, one bad playoff run ruin, what he's been throughout the majority of his career. It's not an easy thing to do. So we'll see what happens. This is one of those things that, again, it's unfortunate that it's happened to such a well-respected and well-liked player. A guy that I think plays the game hard, plays the game right. But this is what's going to happen. Bottom line, I think nobody claims him. Still ends up playing for the Kings. Nothing really changes. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's on sort of the power play with CJ on the Kings putting Mike Richards on waivers. Stay tuned for more episodes of the season and beyond. Later, guys.